This is where we left off last time, and what we want to do is we want to add a link on the top of this to our index page, close it, and then start with our next page. So we're going to go back to editor, and right above our H1 we're going to go ahead and make a space, and I'm going to add a anchor tag. So a space, href should come up, index.htm, and then in between the two tags, open and close, I'm going to put home. And I'm going to add something extra on this one. I'm going to add another tag, an attribute to this called title. And I'm going to make the title equal to, let's go home. Close quote. And that title is going to actually allow a person to be able to mouse over and see what that does. So let's go ahead and see what we've done. Let's go back to the preview. There is our home link. So when I click on that, it takes me back to here. And then we can go back to the Academy. And so we have navigation back and forth. Okay, let's go ahead and save it, and let's open it up and preview. There we go. Alright, so now we're ready to go ahead and start a new page. So we'll hit the white button at the very top, and then we'll go to our notepad file, and we can see this is our next page. So the first thing we want to do is copy the title, move back to the HTML kit, and title our page. Alright, the next thing we want to do is set up our style. And so we're going to say I want to start my style here, and I want to end my style here. And then in between I want to change some attributes. The attributes I'm going to change is to my body tag. So I'm going to use a brace to start where I'm going to do the attributes, and then a couple of spaces, and then close where my braces are. And braces are shift and then the letter across next to P. And we're going to go ahead and put some attributes in. And again, if you can't remember what they are, if you come up here, go onto the style, and then click the down arrow. Here are all the styles we have. We're going to do background color. So let's go ahead and do that. Background dash color. And we're going to make this like the last one. We'll make it tan. And then we also want to go ahead and put some margins on the page. So again, if we look inside our thing, we can see that we have margin left and margin right. So we're going to go ahead and use those. So I have margin dash right, and I'm going to make that 10% just to move it over. And then I have margin left, and that's going to move it over to 10%. We can do pixels if we want, but then it depends how much they move over. Depends on the resolution of their screen, and it's easier just doing 10%, and it looks the same no matter what kind of resolution they have. Alright, so now we have to go and do our body, and we'll go back to the notepad file for that. And so this is our body, so I'm going to start and copy from the number 3 all the way down to just before 4, which is our next page. And I'm going to go ahead and copy that, go back to HTML kit, and paste it in. You notice I put some HTML in here already, and that's just because of that this video is going to be 2 hours. So I've put some tags in that we're going to be using rather than using the generic line. And you might wonder, well, why, when we're doing the content, why don't we just go ahead and put our HTML in? And you're going to find that it's much quicker when you're developing content just to put tags or just put keywords in. Okay, this is what I want here, and then go back and change it to HTML when you're building. This way, if you change your mind and go, nah, we don't want that, I haven't wasted all my time putting the HTML in. So the first thing I'm going to do is, this is going to be my heading 1. So I'm going to use the H1 tag, and then I have to turn it off immediately by using /H1. And again, you should check each time that you run it. And you can see the colors are not right, so I have to close that tag. And if I run it, you can see these are where the HTML I put in there for you is. But you can see that we haven't broken anything, everything's working fine. We might also go ahead at this point and put in our link to our index page while we're thinking about it, because we want everything linked to home. So again, I'm going to put in the A tag, and then I'm going to put index.htm, and then I'm going to add my title attribute, and I'm going to make that equal to, let's go home, and then close the quote, and then in between the two tags I will simply put home. Okay, and if I take a look at what I've done, you can see we've added that link to home, and it says let's go home. I'm not going to test it right now. I know it's going to work. Okay, this next one is a paragraph, and you can see that it goes off way to the left, but that's okay. We know this is a paragraph, so we're going to put a paragraph tag in it, and then we're going to go ahead and close the tag, and that encapsulates that into a paragraph. Okay, so here's where our lines are going to be, so I'm going to copy that, paste it in, paste it in, paste it in. You can see why I did it a little bit already, because that took forever. Okay, and I'm going to copy this, paste it in, paste it in, and then I have to go to the end of this one, so I'll hit the backspace. Or actually, what I can do is do a close line here. Then I don't have to worry about going way out there and changing that. Let's see what we've done. Great. Well, the only problem is it's not correct. What we need to do is after here, we have to tell it whether we want an unordered or unordered list. Let's do an ordered list this time. See how it turns out. Then I have to come to the bottom of my lines and do an OL. And I preview it. You can see now it indents it, which is what I wanted. So if I leave it off, it won't indent it. It'll just put dots. It'll make it an unordered list by default. We change it to an ordered list and indent. And then we have a paragraph here and a closed paragraph. And then here we have a heading 1, or heading 2, I'm sorry. H2. And then I'll close my H2, put the slash, make sure I haven't broken it. Okay, looks good. And then I have another paragraph. You might be saying, well, why would we bother with the paragraph? It's not changing the way it looks. But we might want to go ahead and change the attributes in our paragraphs. And if we don't have it encapsulated in the paragraph entity, then those will not change. So we want to make sure everything is the way it should be. This is H2, and this is not finished. And then we have a close H2. Alright, and I'm almost done. This is a paragraph tag. And we have to close it. And then this is the next paragraph. Move that down a little bit. And then we have a closed paragraph tag. Oh, okay, let's see what we've done. Okay, looks fine. Looks fine. Alright, let's go ahead then and save this, and we're going to save this as our membership page. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that. And then I'm going to hit the save button up on top. And we're going to go ahead and call this membership. And all lowercase, no spaces, so we're going to have to take off that big M. And then save it. Alright, we're not done with this page, but I'm hitting 10 minutes, so we're going to go ahead and stop. Make sure you get your page looking just like this. And we'll finish this up in the next video.